What do you mean? The final game's 100 factions? What are you talking about, man? Are you for real? Are we actually getting over... Well, this is definitely a game. This is not Total War. No, Strategos is a real-time tactics war game set in classical antiquity, simulating large-scale battles with over 120 factions and over 250 units from the ancient world. You can create these custom battles, taking command of historical battles as well. As far as I'm aware, it is based around these RTS battles rather than, well, as you would imagine, the real world and real-time maps that Total War has. Oh, once again, this is not Total War. Okay, it looks a little bit like it. Okay, so we can choose. I'm going to play as the plebeian Romans here, and we've got some equites, some triarii, interest. Oh, we can have some allies as well. This is a very, very goddamn confusing screen. I don't exactly know what's going on here, but I'm just going to let it do its thing. Is it just going to give me one of each? I think, well, this is a historical battle simulator. The plebeian Romans versus the Carthaginians. Is this, can I? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Okay, well, here is my army. For some reason, it starts me off way back here with the camera, but here is my army, and they look goddamn incredible. So, first off, let's get something out of the way. This is not Total War. And sure, it looks a lot like Total War, but there are a few little differences and things that these battles have that I think separate it from the pack and kind of display it more of an indie, more detailed version of what Total War is. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely inspiration that has been taken. Side by side, you would think that this is the Cartoon Network version of Rome Total War, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, there's a few beautiful little additions that they've added into Strategos. Into this game. First of all, I absolutely adore these unit cards at the bottom. Not only are they very satisfying to click, but they also have really nice little art details. But we can start displaying some of our men. Now, I actually don't know. Can we group? No, grouping is not a thing. We can right click on them and it sort of tells us everything that's done, what they have, their transient states. They're currently idle. Good. That would be terrifying if they were running around. Now, this is actually probably the earliest game I played of this sort in terms of, well, I'm not just talking about development. This is just a demo, by the way, but also in terms of the time era. Now, don't get me wrong. Total War Rome 2 does go into sort of this early Roman era, but you kind of get out of it very, very quickly. But this is a faction that is solidified within sort of the Republic of Rome and the Punic Wars. So I do love that, having your early triarii, your hastati, that sort of stuff, and your principes. We are going to form our men up here. Now, this deployment phase is very, very similar to what you'd expect, and we are going to try and display this much like a Roman army. So, if we put our hastatis at the front, they have the will and the want to prove themselves. Our principes, our heavier, more experienced soldiers here, and then our richest of people with our spears can just sort of sit at the back and they'll do their thing. Now, you might notice I have two units here. They both have stars. Okay, well, I've got two leadership units, it seems. But the thing is, generals in this game are incredibly useful, but also incredibly different to like a Total War game. You can't just give orders to people. No. Don't be silly. You have this little ring of influence here that your leaders have, and within this, people will respond pretty much instantaneously to orders. If they're not within the ring of orders, well, something kind of special happens. For example, let's start this. Oh my god, there are so many more of them than I thought. For example, if I want to move my principes over here, they are just about within the cone of influence. Also, the cone of influence of these guys is absolutely huge, but if I move them out, you can see what morale's being affected and things like that. But I kind of want to start moving my guys to this line because I'm going to play a pretty defensive line. Now, these guys are out of the cone of influence, so what if I want to issue a new order, get them into a better position? Well, I want to put them there. A little horsey messenger is sent out. You can see a little envelope is waiting, and this guy has the orders. They're not going to change what they're doing until the order is received, and they really need to be doing it soon because it's about to come in now. The order has been given and they should start to shift. Yep, they are shifting their position now. So that is how orders work within this game. Of course, I'm going to try and keep my generals in a decent position so they can actually just respond instantaneously. But if they get too far out, one, they don't get the buffs that the general gives. Oh, I've lost a couple guys there. But also, they will not take orders quick enough. And that leaves you in a tricky position because my men, I'd love them to just turn around. And in a Rome Total War, they will just turn around instantly. But that cannot happen within this game. They have to wait until orders are sent and received. But luckily, I have a few velites that are doing their thing. Speaking of velites doing their thing, what do we have here? Oh, these are Hastati. Oh my, are they? I actually can't. No, these are light javelin men, so that's fine. We can leave them there. We're going to leave the horse over this way, and that should give us... Obviously, the generals will move instantaneously. We're having a little skirmish on the front here. One thing I will say, though, the camera is really bad. It's so hard to sort of get detailed and good looks at your men. But... it is what it is. If we move our triarii, they're going to have to come around the back here. Now, they'll move instantly because they're right next to my general, or one of my generals, so he can give orders very, very quickly. But yeah, this is a different sort of map because we are very close-knit. We are sort of playing on the defensive, but normally when you get split up, it's really, really tricky with your orders. Also, once units are engaged, pulling them out of that fight is so tricky, which is why I am taking my time. These battles do last a lot longer because everybody is sort of making sure they are doing the right things. They want to be alive. You can see the little couriers are coming out here. They're giving orders to these men. So they've just been given their orders to advance. Now I'm going to move my men back here. I think, yeah, they are in the sphere of influence of my generals, which is great for me. Fantastic. What do we have here? We've got our triarii. So yeah, they're going to move to the backside. Are we taking much? We're not really taking too much damage here from this side, so I'm going to put my guys on guard mode and just withstand the hailstorm here. But a call has been given. They will go into battle. See, especially when you have less experienced men, they will charge into the front of battle when needed. They have faced the enemy here, so we're about to see how this goes down. Are we also being charged from cavalry? It looks like we probably are. Is it worth bringing the triarii around? No, because they're about to be charged from this side. Unfortunately, we don't have any this side. I don't want to move my general over here because I can move them to attack those boys, and that would probably go my way, but it means that I'd be moving my general out of my infantry line, so actually making choices and making movements for my infantry to, oh my god, to start changing their orders would be pretty tricky. You see, everyone's gone ren now. That means they are engaged, and it takes a lot to pull someone out of an engaged state. I'm going to actually pull these guys around here. Actually, we're going to pull them around. We'll get our triarii to stay there. Oh my words. Are my men... No. They're routing. They're routing. Okay, good. My guys will chase. I don't want them to chase. We need to send out a little courier there. See, the couriers are also needed when people are in sort of red states. As I've mentioned, it takes a lot more. But here we go for a first attack. My general's coming in. Now, actually trying to get my general out is very tricky. As you can see, it's telling me, no, he's not going to get out because they're already engaged and issuing orders in the heat of battle. It's loud. There's chaos. I just choked them. It's loud. There's chaos. My men are being pushed back on this side, but they've just been put back into a better position. Oh, God, these guys are not in a good position here. They are chasing routed enemy. Now, I think, yeah, they still are in my sphere of influence, which is fine. We're going to get our general. Oh, they have been charged as well. Now, you can also not charge through infantry. As you can see, as soon as these guys cross over, my men go into recoil mode, which means they're going to step away. They're going to move out, and that means they're going to get hit by the enemy general in the back. On this side, they've still not done anything, so I think we're just going to have to use this triarii to our advantage and put them into the fray here. Let's get them over this side, actually, and let's get our general moving around. We want them to actually do some work here. Okay, boys, I want you to get in there. Now, they're going to move through our allies, which is going to be a bit of an issue. That might cause them to fragment. Yep, that's caused them to fragment, which means they're going to push back a little bit because they're not in order. But we can now get a charge in the flanks. Now, in this game, charges are devastating. Unfortunately, it does mean my general is there for good now. He is not coming and being pulled out of that situation. But that is not the end of the world. Now, he's been given that order. He's going to be going after those boys until someone tells him to stop. On this side, we're doing all right. We're doing fantastic. Our general is in a little bit of a predicament on this side. I think, yeah, they've got the Pyrrhic armored cavalry versus my equites. Not entirely sure who comes out of that alive, but we can flank around here, move to attack here, and that should be good for us. Now, these guys, they're going in. Are they going to be able to chase down this veterans? I don't know. Why are they moving so slow? Is that because they're exhausted? I think they are exhausted, but they have the front line has charged in there, which is actually to our advantage. Who have we got here? Velites. Now, our velites, we can get them to shoot over. So they're blocking the line of sight. You cannot shoot over the men while they're going up that hill because they just physically cannot see the cavalry. So actually, shooting is going to be a lot trickier. On this side, we've just had another rout. Please tell me that wasn't mine. No, that was their Numidian cavalry. They have recoiled back. I don't know where my other group of cav are. Okay, so those guys are there. Aha! We have routed their main line and their main force. Fantastic. The might of the Roman Empire has come through. That's what I want to see. Well, now we are actually just chucking in the side here. Oh, God. What an absolute slaughter. Oh, hold on. Oh, God. I just realized my men are completely surrounded there. Right, triarii, I want you to go in the back. Yeah, they've just routed my men there. that's not what I wanted at all. Let's get in here. Let's get in here. So you can see the couriers are going out to give the orders. They're saying, over there, those guys, attack them. And now that's what they're going to do. And the same on there. Now, it is an interesting mechanic. I think it does separate it something from a Total War because it's just so much less arcadey. They're trying to simulate the real battle tactics and having to actually think so much more about what you do. I mean, look at the bodies on the floor as well. There is a ton of bodies just scattered everywhere. But yeah, simulating those real battle orders, meaning that you can't just hither on a quick fix and trying to sort out issues. It takes time for orders to get through to your men, and you need to really be thinking. And I think that's why it is called I can't say the name. That's why it is a game about strategy. And I think it holds like a really decent place because of it. Okay, we have almost finished this battle here. My men are locked into combat. There's a few more there, but there we go. We have absolute victory. That's what I like to see. Any more victories like this and we'll lose the war. Yes, I am playing as Pyrrhic, and today we've got a different level of troops. Now, these guys are phalanx pikemen. They're pretty goddamn cool. They have very, very big spears, and I feel like Alexander leading them into battle. Now, I do really love the art style here. I'm not going to spend too much time actually faffing around with deployment because I don't particularly think I need to. Once again, we've got 2 generals. With the tutorial that you play, you get 1 general, which obviously does change things a bit. Now, I'm going to move forward a little bit just because we've got this hill here that I think could be used to our advantage. Now, it does say auto first move. I think that is just talking about the fact that every time you start the game, you will just be able to put your guys into a position, a bit like your deployment phase. It's kind of an extension to your deployment phase. But yeah, I'm going to keep moving up my my generals. It is so important to keep them. And actually, not putting them into the battle is often your best idea. Because you can just charge them in. And a lot of the times within a game like Total War, I would just charge in my men. But that's not really what you want to be doing. Now, this is going to be very interesting because we've got light horse and cavalry. I'm actually going to put these guys over here. But this is going to be pretty tricky once we get past that first move, because I've just issued more orders and I want them to go over here, but currently they're going to sit over here because I'm going to have to send out couriers in order to actually tell them exactly where to go. And this is where it gets interesting, because when you're starting to provide places for cavalry to go and trying to do big flanking moves, you need to make sure that you're really prepared for them, because the cavalry is not going to be able to just go in from the side from a distance. You're going to have to send couriers in order to give them those orders, and those orders should come in. There we go. They have been received. Men are going to go back into their position, and unfortunately they are merging through. That's not what I wanted, guys. That's really not what I wanted. We're going to do the old light archer enveloped within the phalanx as well. As far as I'm aware, they will just drop their phalanxes when they need to, so that's not too much of a hassle. Hello, lads. Oh, I thought they were starting to fire, but no, it is just the Roman army moving up. Now, you have these different modes here. This pushback mode, I'm assuming that is trying to get the enemy team to be fractured. Oh, see, even just moving guys into this line is an actual effort. You have to be so careful with where you put guys, and also misclicking as well, because you can't just keep dragging. If I keep like just dragging guys, look, it's gonna just keep sending couriers out. Oh, out of couriers, there is a limit. Oh, it starts sending them from there. So if you get too many orders, it might even send troops or couriers from far general units, which is going to cause a lot of issues. So these guys are hidden in the terrain, which is fantastic for me. But once again, how am I supposed to get them to charge? That's going to be an issue in itself, because the charge is always going to be laid if they're waiting for a courier. Oh, I'm not even thought about this properly. Okay, well, we're starting to fire at least with our light archers. Now, they've been goaded, which means that they've now seen they've been attacked by this unit, and they've gone, hey, it's those guys, let's go for them. And of course, that just happens with, you know, disordered and inexperienced units, which Velites often are. They just don't have the experience of a lot of better archers like the Cretans that you can play if you have picked them. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any Cretans. I don't know if I've even played the right faction for Cretans. I think they must be a Carthaginian thing. All right, lads, they've got their Hastati coming up now, where their Principes are going to cause some issues if we're not careful. Now, our men, if I keep them in this position, they will just attack when needed to. Maybe we do put them into pushback mode as well. Actually, no, we're going to put them into guard mode. That's kind of more fitting for our troops. Guard mode. Oh, God, it's because I've selected some archers there. Guard mode, please. Now, if I lose all my men, so be it. So be it. I am very, very ready for my Greek cavalry to start start annoying people. So I'd like them to do that. However, we have to wait for 2 couriers to come and tell them to shoot. In fact, I actually asked them to shoot the wrong people. So they're going to go and shoot these guys until the new couriers come in and tell them to shoot these guys. Yeah, issues. Issues have been found here. My men are now starting to rotate. They're switching back. Now, we do have a hill advantage here, which I think is going to really help us in this situation. The phalanx pikes have gone down beautifully, and we should be able to hold that. Now, the issues have been given. The terrain is slowing them down somewhat, and that will also slow down orders as well if you're not careful. Couriers are heading back. So they've been given their orders. They're going to go a bit slower whilst they're in the trees, but they should hopefully speed up. Yep, out of terrain. So they've now started to speed up as well. On this side, okay, I thought that was my general. I'm not playing as the Romans anymore. I need to remember that. I would like to try and get in a flank here. Once again, though, they're not going to move until this courier comes forward to actually let them know this is what we want them to do. Now, by the time we've got here, we can now start shooting these guys in the back, which is absolutely fantastic work. I do like this a lot. And they will skirmish, go back and forth, and do their thing. So we can sort of let them do their thing. A lot of the units will sort of look after themselves somewhat. They're not going to be stupid. And I think that is part of the reason why you have things like units will charge to the unit in front of them, or they will skirmish around and attack. And there aren't too many things you can do to change that for micromanaging, because this is more about, you know, the units acting like real humans and looking after themselves. Now, I don't really want to charge in there. That would be a disaster. I don't know how much I want you to push back. I kind of want you to be on guard mode, lads. Stop pushing back. So yeah, they've pushed back that line, which is not ideal for... Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my mercenary hoplites have gone. Okay, that's not ideal. What we can do here, though, is we can charge into their velites with my general. Oh, these are my armored cavalry. They're going to have to be told. So your general can move instantly, but yeah, your armored cavalry can't. I'm being pushed back on this side as well. Right, general, we're going to need you to get in there, I think. Let's move to attack. Now, his... Oh, they've been goaded around. Uh-oh, some have been split off there. That's not ideal. However, on this side, that should be so much better attacking those velites. We have routed that unit. Fantastic. Let's see if we can flank in on this unit here. On this side, I think we're about to rout that unit. I don't quite know. This side, we can actually start moving up here. They're already routed, so we don't need to. That issue for orders is coming in now. And we have managed to rout them. Okay, good. Let's recoil from there just because we've touched our own unit, so they're going to just move back. But we should be sort of moving around our infantry. It takes a little bit longer. Try and get them there. We have to move the couriers out. But that looks like that should have gone well for us. We are now... Oh, on this side here, actually, we need to do that. So let's issue those orders to attack forth. Lovely. Have we held? These guys have held a bit better. I mean, they have routed my general. These guys have routed, though. But giving these guys orders is going to be impossible because our only generals around here, we're going to bring him into the center just because we need him closer to all our men. Trying to get them to actually have orders issued is going to be so much trickier now because we've only got one general. Hopefully, he comes back to the battle, but I'm not so confident with that. It has dragged away their general, though, which is what I like to see, which means that they're going to be struggling to give orders as well. Yeah, we're going to have to send men over there to help, but once again, we've only got one general now to do the work. Go on, lads. Push this way. Get him in the right position. Okay, they're going to come. They've been issued their orders. They'll be all okay. Let's make sure they're still firing into the backs of these guys. My men are fighting uphill, and that's going to get them pushed back, unfortunately, which is not ideal. They take so many losses when they get pushed back, but that is just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, I won. Oh my God, I won. Okay, brilliant. So the reason I won was because you basically have to rout 65% of the army, and you can see we just hit over 66. That was so close, though. We had 50% of our army that had routed, which is, yeah, not ideal at all. But yeah, we've broken their Hastati. They only really had a few Principes and Suriarii left, and one unit of their Equites, which was their general over there. But this has been Strategos. It is a awesome little demo, and it's free, so if you want to go and check it out, it's on Steam at the moment. It just has, I think, 3 factions and a couple of different maps, but some really cool new additions to the RTS genre.